In this lesson, we're going to set up XAMPP in order to send mail via PHP. So the first thing that we want to do is open up our config here, and we want to select our PHP INI file. So that one's just over there, and go over to PHP INI.
This video is brought to you by EpiPies Academy.
And in here, let's find a function called sendMail. So this is just to make sure that everything is set up properly within our PHP INI file. So we're looking for sendMail here, and we need to specify the sendMail path. So we've got sendMail from the port, the localhost. So this is all for the mail functionality. And we need to edit as well the sendMail INI file as well. So let's take a look at this. And so this sendMail execute. And it's actually going to be sendMail path. So let's just search for sendMail path. So our sendMail path is here, and we have to actually set up that sendMail path of the files that we can use to send mail, and that's also located within XAMPP. So let's go over to our XAMPP directory, and I'll show you where that's located. So within XAMPP, so this is the original download, we've got send mail, and what we're looking for is this path to send mail. So I'm going to just simply copy that out. And then let's update this path. So it's at the C drive, so we need to have a backslash for C. And it's going to be XAMPP sendmail, and then we're using sendmail.exe. So that is the executable file, and we've got another backslash there. It's because this is actually in quotes, so we're just backslashing it, so it's actually going to read those quotes. So -t, and then to finalize it with the actual quote there itself. So another thing that we need to edit as well is the actual sendmail INI file. So that's as well located within that subdirectory of my XAMPP in selection directory. So we need to find that sendmail INI file. So that's this one here, is configuration file, and we just need to edit that one. So opening that up, I'm just going to open it up in Notepad. I know it's probably a little bit small to read, so we can make the font. So we need to enter in an SMTP server. So if we're using Gmail, so we can enter in the SMTP server for Gmail, and this is the port. So I'm going to just use my Gmail address. Auto is fine. Error log, yes. And here we need to enter in our password, our username. learning@gmail, and then I've got to enter in my password as well in order for all of this configuration to work. So I'm going to go ahead and enter that in and save the file. So once you've set that send mail configuration file, go back over to your XAMPP control panel, stop and start your server, and then create your PHP code. So this is just a default code to send to my email address, and I'm also maybe I can also include it in the from, so we don't have any problems there with the headers. This is a test, so it's going to send it to me. It's going to be from me. It's going to say in the message, this is a test, hello from XAMPP. So either if the mail is successful, I'll get success. If it says error, then I'll get error. So now when I go over to my mail page, I can see that once it reloads, so just make sure that I stop and restart it properly. Once you've started up again, go over to that mail.php file, and you'll find that you're able to successfully send emails to that email address. Again, this is all done through XAMPP. So make sure that the only two files that you do need to connect to, so connect to the sendmail file, which is downloaded by default from XAMPP, all you're doing is going into the PHP INI file, making sure that you've got that send mail path there, you've got the port there, your local host as well. You can also update your headers if need be, so there's some other options here as well, but by default this should work properly. And then go into the other file here that's located called send mail. So this is the send mail configuration file. So you can open that up, make your adjustments there as well. Make sure that you set your proper SMTP port settings. So for Gmail, it's either 465 or 587, again, depending on the configuration. And then make sure you set your email address as well down below. So I'm going to include all of this and the settings information in the upcoming lesson so you too can configure your XAMPP PHP mail file to work properly. So the next lesson, we're going to look at setting up subdomains. So this is another way that you can create multiple domains and then access them. So if you're working on multiple projects at once, each project could have a different subdomain, and with those subdomains you can utilize those and then just go to the subdomains on the different projects. So that's coming up in the next lesson.